Excuse me, sir. I'm gonna need that stuff. And hey, salutations, kindred spirits. Welcome to. Is this even a camera right now? That is not a camera at all. Let me address the technical things live as I welcome you to what is essentially we just make it work here, folks. That's what we do. Essentially a makeup stream for this is an event that I normally do on Wednesdays. I go live at 4 o'clock. I was a little bit Mardi Gras out from last Tuesday. It's been Fat Tuesday in New Orleans. And yeah, so we took Wednesday off, been doing a little recuperated. We're almost 100%. And now I'm thinking this camera is not going to pick up, and maybe we just do this live with one camera. Because yeah, why not? Going to do a little housekeeping because yeah, right before the stream started, I was dealing with technical issues as I do these things. Let me greet the kindred spirits. And first of all, welcome the new members to my jam. We got a couple that joined me. Thank you guys for signing up. And hello to Ira and Alex. Good to see you, brother. Phoenix in the house. Tim, greetings. Look, all the regs are here. John, what's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. Thanks for showing up to my jam. So let me do this. I always regret post-stream. I'll be watching my streams and I see cat hair and debris. And, you know, I'm generally a clean person, but I get, I guess, a little ADD about the things that appear on my stream. So as I say that, I got one hanging out over here on my close-up pad. I know you guys are probably wondering if he's been around. Sure. Come say hi to the internet. There we go. The mascot of the channel, my familiar, and lately my partner in crime, as he has great interest in being in anything that is on camera. What are we doing today? So what are we doing? Well, we're talking cats. What I had planned originally was an unboxing. I got a big shipment coming in from Murphy's Magic. If you haven't heard, I am re-entering the retail magic experience. Going to carry a selected line, and you'll see some of that listed on my YouTube store. If you click around my channel, you'll find links there for magical wares. And going to expand that. I'm doubling the inventory this week. So instead of, you know, it's little, but it's a double, and we're going to get a little bit beefier as time goes on. Thanks to everyone who's considered that. I've had a few kindred spirits, Ron, Tim Askin, the #1 purchaser. Matthew Mosley has bought some things off the site. There's been more. Thank you guys very much. I've had people offer also to gift some things from the site. Moving forward, there will be some giveaways coming in, and that's what's happening on the back end of things that keep the wheel greased. So size over there. I'm still wondering if my phone, what happens is it shows up in my software generally. It's not there. Let me see if I go here and do this. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that, Mr. Khan. Let's just stick with this. We won't use the phone. What are we doing? We're not doing the unboxing because the shipment was delayed. It won't be here till Monday, so I guess we'll unbox some things Wednesday. I got some new decks coming in, a couple of new tricks. We'll unbox some things. So I thought, well, what are we going to do? And then I was looking around my comments, and I saw a comment from one of my, let me say thanks ahead of time to another kindred spirit. John, thank you very much. There's giveaways in the orders, you know. I've got some new things I'm sending out. But yeah, I thought, what are we going to do? And then I see Sticky, a recent new member. Hey, Sticky, what's up? I'm answering you. This is, he's wondering about the ambitious card. So I thought, well, I can talk about the ambitious card. One of the great card tricks of the last 100 years. I need this too, buddy. Can you all see him over here? Sai. There he is. This is where he hangs out. We have a little Audubon over here. And when he's not to be on the desk, you'll see him hanging out over there. But look what we're dealing. We're dealing with one camera issues, and we're making the desk work since we don't have the second camera today because OBS is not our friend lately. Sticky's in the house. What's happening? Look, I've prepared loosely, and when I say loosely, I mean loosely. Like I did think about a few things. Let me see if I can stand up and be performable here. You know, I so rarely wear pants to the live streams. I've got to be cautious about the standing. Maybe we raise the table up a little bit. All right, making it work live on YouTube. So here's the thing about the ambitious card and about most card tricks in general. There's a lot of cards. I mean, you know, there's a standard deck has 52 cards, and then you know you only have 2 eyes. And I'm going to talk a lot. I'm going to move fast. It's going to be easy to miss something. So here, we're just going to use these. Just 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as far as I got. 5 cards. All right, as mentioned, the plot in question today is the ambitious card, which is this trick. And we'll just use the Ace of Hearts. It's a little suspect, but for the plot, I put it into the center of the deck, of the packet as the case might be. I cast a shadow, or I like to push the elevator operator button, which acts like a mini elevator to operate the Ace of Hearts and moves it right to the top of the packet. Let me do that again a little deeper here. I was only like 2 down. We'll go all the way into the middle and just a little push, and it elevates. This is the plot we're working with today. The cards rise to the top. Now, I understand this might be too many cards, so I'm not going to use, we'll just use the 4 cards. We'll just use the 4, and you could keep your eye on the deuce. So keep your eye on the deuce, and we'll do it long distance. Long distance. That's all the way from the bottom and then up to the I'm thinking it's too many cards, right? It's too many cards. We'll do it with the 3. Just the 3, the 4, and the 5. I think this is my focus area right here. So watch the 3. Here, we'll push the down button so it can go to the bottom. That works too. And when I do that move, it's at that point that some people think that I have more than 1 3. It's like maybe I have this 3 and then maybe, oh, what was that, Mr. Khan? Did I don't know. The tape gave away. And then I have this 3 here. That's what happens when you deal with gaffes. Sometimes the tape gives away. But it still looks like 3, 2, 3 3s. Moving right along. Let's just get right to the end. For those of you that might have saw that, I'm going to eliminate. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll eliminate 2 more cards. So I'll get rid of the 4 and I'll get rid of the 5, and then we'll just do a trick with the 3. And I hope you like the trick. In fact, I hope you like the stream. Feel free to hit the like button. You could also leave a comment if you want to comment on this. Share it with a friend if you're having fun. This is a good, and then don't forget to follow the host. Is that what we're doing here? Whew. We barely escaped that trick. All right, so that is our loose introduction to the ambitious card plot. Cards rising to the top of the pack one at a time. The one you just witnessed is a Chris Kenner trick from, y'all know it's one of my favorite books. That's from Out of Control. I think Chris has done a tutorial on this, like on Theory 11 or something like that. But if you're searching for this to add it to your repertoire, what you're searching for is a trick called 5-speed. Or maybe just screenshot that and you'll have some information to get you started. Boy, if I'm an expert in anything, Tepa, it is rolling with the punches. It's rolling with the punches. So here's a good segue to my next item. Rick Bagley mentions Color Monte Kicker. Now, the trick I just used there did have a little extra sauce. I did not use an honest set of cards. For this next piece, I will do exactly that. We're going to move to a trick that's fastidieux, as coined by one of my longtime friends, and rest in peace, Paul Cummins. This is an item from his notes from a shuffled deck in use. Paul Cummins was great about taking any deck from a shuffled deck. It's ready to go. It's in use. You give him the deck, he'll show you something interesting right away. And he called this trick Old Faithful. Old Faithful. And when you talk about color Monty, it's his version of that. And it does have some ambitious elements. So no, I'm not teaching that, Phoenix. Maybe we talk about it in the members live session after the stream, but I'm not teaching that on here. This will not be a teaching stream today. So as I was saying, just 3 cards, Old Faithful, and here's the trick. It's with the Ace of Spades. Very much the same plot. The ace goes here. We'll put it in the middle. Put it in the middle. And what I do here is push the elevator operator button, and the ace elevates to the top. It works with the middle. That is the easy way to do it. The hard way is to do it all the way. Oh, push the button. Stick with the plot, Con, all the way from the top. So this is the elevator operator ace trick of mystery, and it's just been coined that by me. Now, I'll tell you a few things about this trick. If you do this trick for a while, you'll eventually have people that accuse you of having an extra ace on the top, as well as an extra ace in the middle. Now, I do admit that I use an extra ace, but it's not an extra ace of spades. It's the extra ace of diamonds that I use. Yeah, it's an extra ace of diamonds. I do use the ace of hearts as well, but it's the ace of diamonds. That's the extra one. And that's all the aces I have, unless you count the ace that I keep on the bottom and the ace that I keep on the top and the ace of spades I keep in the middle. If you count those, that's all of them. Is there any questions? Old Faithful. In the notes, and let me educate unenlightened kindred spirits to the genius of Paul Cummins. These are the old school from a shuffled deck and use notes. If you can happen to find these, get them. Old Faithful, page 21. If I'm not mistaken, Paul was doing this trick. This trick was shown to me by Fred Garver in 1974. It's another routine that I'm still doing 20 years later, and I know he was doing this trick when he passed. You know, it's a simple trick. If you do color Monty, or if you do the Eneman crystal alignment move, you could probably review that brief performance and piece together what just happened. So, but we've documented some greatness there from Paul Cummins, and rest in peace, my friend. Hey, look who's in the house. The supporter of all supporters. Jason Y. JY. What's happening, my brother? Thank you very much for that super chat. Ooh, OmniDeck. Look, here's what we'll do. I do have a loose members stream, so I have to be a little efficient here as what I've promised the members of this channel. And if you're not a member, you could consider joining in the link in the description. It's $5 to get access to special member events like we're about to do, where I'm going to teach some of this stuff. And then you also get access to unique tutorials, over 24 at this point in the members playlist. And we do members Zoom sessions. That will also be happening today after the members live on YouTube. I'm going to sit down with anyone that wants to join us in the Zoom room, and we'll do ambitious card for each other until our eyes bleed, or for about 2 hours, because my wife needs to. I can't just do card tricks every day. One more time. Question on the book. It's called Out of Control. This is a Richard Kaufman publication. Mine is well worn. It's been in my hand since the day it was published in the early 90s. So there's a second volume of that book that I would recommend you search for, as it does contain the Magic Man Examiner issues. And boy, those are good. This is the magazine that Chris Kenner and Homer Lewag put out in the 90s, Magic Man Examiner. All of those issues are republished in the second edition of Totally Out of Control, and there's some great stuff in there. Hey, Matthew's asking the question about the rubber band phase. I do, and it's not on my agenda today. We're going to keep this one at about a half hour, but we'll talk about it in the Zoom, brother. Talk about it in the Zoom. All right, you want to do what appears to be a great ambitious without any skill? Let me put away the regular cards. I don't want to get confused. Yeah, we're not going to use regular cards for this exhibition. I'm cheating. What do you expect from a con artist? I'm cheating hardcore, and half of the audience already knows what I'm using just from that. So this is the easiest way to do an ambitious card routine here. Let's start with a well shuffled deck. We'll give these a little mix. 52 paste boards, one will be chosen. Here's how I like to do this with the Svengali deck. You can just spread them out like this. You say, hey, touch a card. And they touch one, and that's going to be a good one to use. So what do we got there? 7 of clubs. All right, same trick, but different method. Same trick. So you remember the elevator operator push button trick? Yeah, it's that trick, but I have a unique method of making the card rise from the middle of the deck up to the top. Maybe it wasn't shuffled in good enough. Here, let's give these a mix. And here's a good way to do it. Here's a good way to do it. You could take the deck and make some piles. So you make several. I'm going to make 3 or 4. Then you have your spectator pick a pile. Whichever pile they pick, the card rises up to the top. And this becomes elementary when you understand that I have more than one. Yeah, I have more than one 7. I cheat by having an extra 7. I keep one over here. And I also keep one over here, and then I have this one over here. In fact, if you'd like, I could make the entire deck. Can we see this? This camera's never happy when I want it to focus. The entire deck, duplicate 7 of clubs, and you don't see that every day, unless you're in my house. So this is a trick deck. This is one of the decks I was talking about that I'm selling at the YouTube store, also available on Con Games. And if you go to conjure.com, I put links from that store up again. So those of you that are interested in perusing our beginner's magic trick offerings, and that's all it's going to be is beginner's magic. If I do advanced stuff, it's going to be giveaways on this channel. I'm not interested in going to giveaways, but that's a Svengali deck. They're $8, and you can do what I just did instantly. It's easy to learn. If you'd like to learn more about it, I've done videos on this subject. You can Google my name. You can search YouTube for Svengali deck Doug Kahn, and you'll see that trick and learn more about it. Svengali deck. All right. With 10 minutes left, coming down the stretch, we're going to get to the good stuff. I have a classic Paul Harris ambitious card effect. And then I'm going to show you what I would use as a working routine as a professional for the ambitious card. It's not a trick that I kept in my repertoire. Many moons ago, I decided one too many magi do that trick, and always encourage people to do something a little different than the pack. But boy, every time I decide to dust off ambitious and I do it for someone, I'm like, why aren't you doing this routine, Doug? People love it so much. It's one of the great tricks of, it's one of the great card tricks of all time. All right. This one, let me just do it. Maybe I should, I'm going to do it with a sign card next. You could do this with a sign card, but that's not the way that I'm going to do it. So you could trust me, because you could trust the magician from New Orleans. I wonder if I could just stay on camera and do this one with y'all. Let me answer a question while I'm at it. Reverse Svengali. I have not used a reverse Svengali, but I'm interested. What's up, Cookie? Good to see you. How you doing? Yes. Sometimes I bend reality for fun. Slim Ben. I know, right, John? That's what I'm thinking. We got to go look this up. Biggin, you can't imagine how many times my wife and I have been talking about our own custom deck, and it should have been done last year, and it's going to be done shortly. Let's stick with the topic at hand, shall we? We're going to do Paul Harris's. We'll use this one, the 3 of. I normally advocate pinky counts for tilt setup, but this one I can't do that with. TMI, Con, TMI, do the trick. 3 of hearts. Let's see. I want to get a good, so you can see where it goes. It goes deep in the deck. Some would say that's too far down. Let me just push the elevator operator button, and we get the world's easiest double lift. It could be signed. I'm thinking it should be signed, but I'm still going to do another one. Watch the 3 of hearts. It goes all the way to the bottom of the deck, all the way to the bottom. And then you push the button and it elevates, boink, yep, right back to the top. Now with care, you can do this face up. And this should be done with caution because it is bad for the eyes. But one more time, the 3 goes into the 23 down. This trick looks so much better live than on camera, at least for my camera, but we're going to keep plowing. We'll watch the face of the deck as the 3 makes its arrival once more. And then all that's left is to bring the illusion to its successful conclusion as the 3 jumps from my pocket into the deck. From my pocket, and we'll leave it on the table so you can see it. That would be a real feat if I could get it to jump into the deck from here. Let me just, didn't work. Hold on. Maybe if oh, I see. That's what happened. The deck is frozen solid, folks. It's now one solid block of, well, I know what it is. It's a glued together deck of cards. And really the best case scenario is for someone to experience this live and right in front to handle the deck. But this deck of cards is a solid, basically a solid wooden block. That's why I was saying this trick is so much better live, because if you're not here to have the tactile sensation of the deck locking up, and what you do in real life is you say, hey, spectator, cut the deck. Wherever you cut it, the 3 will appear on top. And they go to cut it, and it's like the Omni deck. In fact, you mentioned the Omni deck earlier, was the inspiration, to the best of my knowledge, and I could be wrong on this, for the Omni deck. Here's another interesting thing. No deck switch. There was no deck switch. This is the genius of Paul Harris. It's self-contained. That solid block is all that you need, and a couple cards. And yeah. And again, not a trick that's in my repertoire, and not even one that I prepared well to do today, but something you might want to put on your radar. Solid Deception by Paul Harris. It's a classic. Yeah, we'll do these. I'm switching to the regs here. Is there any questions on anything that I've done before I get to the final piece? I got 5 minutes left here. We're going to do my standard ambitious, and I'm going to go pay some attention to the members area, and I'm going to teach basically this routine that I'm about to do. Let me get a pen, as we have the illusion of being prepared today. What happened to my pen? There it is. Okay. Dance and Magic wants to know about presentation advice. Probably just keep performing it more, you know? Yes, Began, I've made my own trick. This book is full of them. Tricks of My Trade, The Magic of Doug Kahn. That was published in the early 2000s by Paul Cummins, the man we spoke of. We have this DVD set. There's some of the things. There's a couple dozen routines on the members area of YouTube as well. Ciao, Phoenix. I see you soon. No one knows where I got that wand. I answer that question at least 3 times a week. Check Tom Ladshaw for some good wands with brass tips. Tom Ladshaw. Yeah, I'm not sure. I actually have never used the Omni deck. Lewis, you've been looking for one that stands up to it. I have not actually used that prop, so I don't have any useful advice to give there. All right, maybe someone in the chat could name a card. Someone in the chat could name a card. That would be helpful, and we'll just use the card that is named. If you were here, the way I like to start ambitious is this. Everyone's going to type a card. I like to just have someone name a card in the center of the pack, and we go from there. All right, king of clubs will be the one we use. There it is. That's a good choice. The king of clubs. Let me stay focused here. If you're not typing the king of clubs, you're typing the wrong card. So after the spectator chooses the card, I invite them to push the card back into the pack. So the card gets named, it's briefly outjogged, and then under cover of the black mirror, you execute a turnover pass. As you say, oh, I forgot, you need to sign the card. So I hand my spectator the pin, and then I push the elevator operator card of mystery. That elevates the card right to the top of the deck, and then you have the spectator sign the card. For a face card, it's probably best on the border. So you can now see that it's a unique card. I will leave that uncapped. I might need to use this pin again. I did not know you were going to say the king of clubs. And with that in mind, and considering it's signed, I'll do it again. Watch as the king goes down into the depths. The goal being to rise to the top. You just push the button and boom, there he blows. With practice, you'll be able to do this all the way from the table. So you could put it on the bottom and then make it rise all the way to the top in that fashion. Now, I've done this trick for a while, and I can tell you when you do it, there'll be a couple of things that people will say. They'll say when you put the card back into the middle that you're not really putting it there. But I assure you, every time I say I put it in the middle, is that the one with the signature? Yeah, it does go boink into the middle. In fact, we could put it heavy middle here. So this time, watch the king as it goes into the middle of the middle. Heavy middle. So now we know that it's not on the top or anywhere close to the top. Not on the top, not anywhere close to the top. No, it only comes to the top. And I like to have my spectator get involved at this point. What I'll do after it's risen to the top for the fourth or fifth time is I have them take the card, I have them put it in the middle, I have them push the button, and then it rises to the top. It's like, it's so unhappy with the focus, and I apologize for that. The way that I generally finish ambitious in the real world, I have two things that I do. One is a Jay Sankey idea where you say, look, we're going to take the top card, the 10 of spades, and I'm going to write top. And I'm thinking this is not the best choice of marker, but now on the top card, it says T-O-P. This will be a visual reminder of when the card rises above the 10 of spades. You'll kind of see it go. It'll be visual. The top, it's still there. Oh, but wait a minute. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because if it did jump to the top, then it would actually be that top card. Your card. Well, there's the focus, the king of clubs. And that's the finish that I generally use for ambitious. I think it makes a good giveaway for the spectator. I think it's congruent to the plot. And that doesn't conclude. Let me get one other prop here. I will often throw this into the mix where I say this. I'll just set that there for now. I'll put my wallet on the deck sometimes. If I'm going to give away the card in the real world, if I use this as a finish to ambitious, I say, I'll make it rise into the wallet. And then you open the wallet after it's not on the top. And you guys know what's coming, right? Inside the wallet, inside the pocket. There's a pocket of the wallet. Inside there is a bill. Inside my lunch money. Paper clipped to that bill is one card. And this is how I would give away the top card, your card, the king of clubs. Ay, caramba. So that is, I think I did one phase too many there. Like if I was going to do the ambitious card in the real world, I would probably only make it come to the top 5 times. I think I did a couple too many. You know, I think a lot of magicians make it come to the top 28 million times, and that's a lot. Stefan, you want to point your gray matter in the direction of Tony Miller. That's his version of the Real Man Speedloader Plus. Real Man Speedloader Plus. Alex is ready for the member session. He says, Doug, it's time to wrap it up. It is time to wrap it up, y'all. If you are a member, I'm going to be there about 3 minutes late, as I have to say au revoir to this audience, fine-tune a few things, and then come in hot, and we'll teach you some of the things that you just saw me do here today. I thank all the kindred spirits. I feel like I missed a super chat as I was performing, and I hate that. James LeBlue, I found you, brother. What's the name of the shtick where the magician pulls all the card out of the deck, out of their pocket, except the chosen one? So here's the question from James. Oh, I'm glad I caught this. What's the name of the shtick or the trick? There's a couple of versions of this. Can I name the correct one? I'm pretty sure David Williamson put this trick on the map, and it's called 51 cards to pocket. It's in Williamson's Wonders. But I know that Don England also had a version of this, as did Eric Ford from North Carolina. But it's 51 cards to pocket. If you look for the works of David Williamson, that's the best start that I can give you for now. Williamson's Wonders, 51 cards to pocket. I hope that's right. And Rick is saying, oh, and thank you for that. Thank you for that, John. Unsolicited advice. But if you join the membership and I'm not there, you're probably a perturbed member. But I'm hoping most of the members are here now. Goldbug is. Hey, buddy. And yes, if you really want to learn everything about the Ambitious card, here's where you go. Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking about Daryl's book, but I have not used Daryl's Ultimate Ambition. Let me answer this first. Daryl's finish is great. You wrap the deck up with rope, but it involves a switch at some point. I never really want to add that extra pocket stuff in my repertoire, so I never used it. So Tim wants to know, how do I remember all this stuff? It's easy. You just forget everything else. So I'm not very good at adulting, doing normal things, but boy, I got a lot of magic knowledge in the gray matter. Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. Jason, why? Lifelong learning and caring. I think that helps. If you don't care, maybe you don't learn. All right, guys, I'm going to be way late for the members. Let me wrap it up, and thank you for your time, attention, your energy. If you do have a question beyond this stream, I do read the comments in these things. I do answer them. So drop me a line. In fact, just leave a comment anyway. It does help the algorithm. If you've had fun today, please leave a like on the video. That helps me help you. And also, you could just subscribe. That does the same. Thanks for being a part of this online experience. I'll see you Wednesday for the unboxing we had planned today. We'll look at some cool new decks and some tricks. I'll see you guys in the members video in just a few minutes, if you remember. And that's going to be ciao for now, y'all. Au revoir.